You're watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters' 3-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. William A. Smith Auction Gallery. They host 45 auctions yearly. Check the schedule on their website. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist, much more than a home heating provider. La Valley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza and more, always fresh. People, food, great times await you. Baba's Bar and Grill of Newberry Harbor, where Baba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. And Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Good evening and welcome to Hopkinton, New Hampshire for tonight's high school boys basketball game between the Mascoma Royals and the Hopkinton Hawks. Hello everyone, I'm Jeremy Stout, joined as always by Scott Quimby, and tonight a Division III matchup between, as we mentioned, the host Hawks, who come into this one 5-1, and the visiting Mascoma Royals, who sit at 3-2. And Scott, always a fun one down here. We were down here earlier this year, our vantage point up in the Hawks' Nest, and the boys looking to continue their run of dominance so far in this season, losing their opener to Messinic and then winning 5 straight regular season games. Obviously, they did play in the tournament over the holiday break, went 1-1. But this Hawks team, they're pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, they lost in the tournament to Bow, which we know is a very talented team. They have regular season wins over Campbell, who we know is good every year. I mean, this is a talented Hawks team. They've been playing well, and they're going to try to keep it rolling here against Mascoma.
Yeah, Belmont comes into this, or in the standings. They are 5-0. Right behind them is Hopkinton at 5-1 with 20 points in the standings. And as we mentioned, the Mascoma Royals coming in at 3-2. A little bit of a slower start, but still a formidable opponent. And they should be interesting to see what kind of matchup this is. The Hawks, as we were watching in the warm-ups, they can make their shots, and as we know in this level, if you make shots, you can win any game.
I mean, that's the key. You got to hit them if you're an outside shooting team, and you can just see physically looking at these teams, Mascoma is much smaller, so they're going to have to really rely on those.
All right, we'll take a break and come back with the starting lineups. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
No matter what season it is, you can always find the best in American and Italian cuisine at Bubba's Bar and Grill in Newbury, New Hampshire. Stop in to enjoy our fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizzas, the award-winning seafood chowder, and a new seasonal menu just right for the cooler months. Dine in or take out. You can check out our full lunch and dinner menus along with daily specials on our website each day as well. Bubba's Bar and Grill, just 2 miles from Mount Sunapee in the beautiful harbor of Newbury, New Hampshire.
William A. Smith Auction Gallery hosts 45 auctions a year. Our customer base is worldwide, and our reputation is for honesty and fairness. Join us for one of our live auctions. Check out the auction schedule on our website. Auction day is lively and fun.
Sold $3,381. Got sold $253. Sold $850 straight away.
We look forward to seeing you on auction day.
Welcome back. We are set to begin. First, let's get to the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Mascoma Royals, number 0, a junior forward, Gabe Rock. Number 3, a senior guard, Ben Schwartz. Number 11, a junior forward, Connor Thompson. Number 13, a sophomore guard, Ben Seiler. And number 33, senior center, Hawk Shaw. And as we mentioned, the Royals come into this one at 3-2. And Scott, you want to give us the starting lineup for the Hopkinton Hawks, who come in at 5-1.
I'd love to give the starting lineup for the Hopkinton Hawks. Starting at guard forward, Owen Milichek, number 3. Number 4, Michael Bear, guard, senior. 13, Shepard Murdo, guard, senior. 15, Luke Reedy, senior forward / center. And Kevin Newton Delgado, number 32, 6'4" center, who is a senior.
All right, so there we have it, and the tip is won by the Hawks. They will take over on the offensive possession first. And as we see, swinging that around the perimeter and immediately going to try and get it in the inside. You can see in that first flash there, Newton Delgado really trying to get positioning in the middle, but they're going to flash it out to the three-point line, and Bayer misses the first one. Here come the Royals. They look to run, and a quick 2 points there from Seiler.
If you don't have the size of your opponent, you got to utilize that speed, and that's exactly what they did. Great drive by Seiler. Easy, too.
And then on the other end, nice little left-handed layup from Milchek, a 6'3" junior. And as we talked about at the beginning, this Hopkinton Hawks team has some height. You have 6'4", 6'5", 6'3", all in the starting lineup, and then, of course, 6'6", Brendan Elrick coming off the bench.
I mean, things like Ben Schwartz just did there is what they're going to have to do. Drive, penetrate, and got a nice pass down to Hawk Shaw, who couldn't, unfortunately, hit the layup. But it's going to take a lot of passing here for Mascoma, a lot of ball movement, utilizing that speed and quickness to really penetrate this Hawks team.
And that turnover goes against Hawk Shaw for the Royals. They'll call a traveling violation. And Hawks will have the ball again, finding the wide open shooter in the corner. Unfortunately, Milchek couldn't get it, but the offensive putback looked like that was Reedy with the putback. Minute 32 gone by. And first foul. That'll be called against Murdo. And that's a nice little inbounds play. Had the open look, was Rock, but he couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, that was nicely done. Got a nice clean pass and a good look up.
There's the mid-range jumper from Newton Delgado.
I would expect to see a lot of Delgado working down there on the post. He's one of the bigger guys on this team and can certainly create a mismatch. He certainly got an open look off there.
And they will use him on the inside. Then we saw him setting up at the free throw line to set a screen. And then, of course, that mid-range jumper there along the baseline and a nice defensive effort. Ball is thrown away, and Hawks will get it back with a 6-2 lead.
Yeah, that pass was just a little too hot for Shaw to handle down low, and it deflected off his hand out of bounds for the unfortunate turnover.
And here's picking up a little full court man-to-man defense. But the Hawks easily break that, and they use that ball movement along the perimeter. Nice dribble drive, in and out. And Milchek couldn't get his second field goal to go.
Yeah, great look, tough break there. It was halfway down. He had a wide open layup there and couldn't hit it. And in transition, going the other way, the Royals get to themselves.
Seiler takes the little dribble handoff and goes all the way to the hoop for the basket. And then coming back the other way, the missed hoop. Defensive team rebounds.
Yeah,
the Royals take over with a chance to tie.
Fair with a shot, but it seemed a little unorganized there and a little rushed. I think Hopkinton has to kind of set up some post plays here and try to utilize that size down low.
Nice little drive, and Seiler, he's got 3 buckets, leading all players with 6. And almost stolen away. Delgado does get it back for a minute, and then it's still loose. And there's Seiler picking it up. He's got a 3-on-2 break, dishes it off, but nice defense by the Hawks.
Yeah, Reedy did a nice job there containing it and taking away an easy layup. Kind of saved a hoop there as it forced the outside shot.
Seiler in the corner, no good. Clearly, he is their offense. And shot no good. So yeah, the Hawks, a little rushed and unorganized, it looks like, on their last few offensive possessions.
Yeah, they've been a little sloppy to me. They need to kind of set up and run some plays here to get some open looks rather than trying to force it inside for, these tough shots.
Well, that's a tough one. Schwartz, in and out, off the backboard, no good. Really, this Royals team is having anything they want in the paint. They're really just driving, taking advantage. And before that, they had been having some success, but now Schwartz, no good, and the Hawks with a chance to take the lead. Three-pointer there, and that one is good from Bear.
I mean, they didn't get up on Bear there. They kind of left him alone at the three-point line, and he got a nice clean look off and made him pay.
Royals backing down the defender. That was Thompson, and the ball's tipped back out to Rock. Gets into the corner and travels.
Back to the Bear three, though. I mean, it wasn't a forced look that time. They took their time and got a good open look off. It was a three-pointer, sure, but you get a guy with no hands in his face. He can set up and plant his feet. You're going to knock that three down more often than not. And here's another good-looking three.
He'll give it a go
again. It
again.
didn't go, but at least they're getting some clean looks here.
Yeah, that was a good look. You had plenty of time and you had the chance. Just didn't get the fall. Offensive rebound and the putback is Rock.
Yeah, good follow by Rock there.
Quick moving quarter.
Yeah, it's a very quick moving quarter, and a game like this, second chance points are going to come in huge.
Trying to play that inside-out game. Delgado driving baseline, and that's where he uses his size and speed, and he's got 4.
Yeah, I mean, that was just him being bigger and stronger than the kids defending him, and he just took it right to him and got the easy land. And not an easy land for most people, but for him it looked like it was easy.
So the Hawks lead 11-8. Inside 2.5 minutes to play here. And the three-pointer, and that's Seiler again. He's got a quick 9.
Seiler's got himself a nice shooting touch.
He's really done it all. And the foul right in front of the Royals bench. It's going to go against Seiler. That will be his first foul, team's first. For over 11 years, Bubba's Bar and Grill has been providing hungry patrons with high-quality food and friendly service with a mission of delivering a remarkable experience to every visitor. And Bubba likes to remind you, we're having a lot of fun here.
And while you were announcing that, Bear with another a 2. Nice play coming off a pick and hit a free throw line jumper to give his team the lead.
The Hawks with that 13-11 lead and the ball inside 2 minutes. Only one foul apiece here in the first quarter. There's Delgado again, a little 15-footer no good. And the Royals look to break. They'll fire a three-pointer, and that one is good. Number 11, Connor Thompson.
Seems like everybody on this Royals team can shoot the ball.
They certainly aren't afraid to shoot it. Let it fly. Nice little dump off and a nice move there. Delgado, he's got 6.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move by Delgado. He got the ball down the block, took his time, had a little up fake, got his man in the air, and got himself an easy lay-in.
15-14. The Royals don't quit, though. Seiler comes back down, hits another 3.
What's Seiler got already?
He's got 12 points already out of the 15. Or, excuse me, out of the 17. Thompson and Rock each have a bucket.
Tough break there for Milchick. He couldn't handle the three-point pass there, but he managed to gather his composure and drive in for 2.
17-17. And the bounce pass is stolen away on the break. Left-handed layup is good from Shepard Murdo.
We're going to have some points here in this one.
19-17 Hopkinton. 22 seconds to play in the quarter. Royals, you'd imagine, try and set for that last shot. But they do have a quick trigger, so they might just take one if they got an opportunity. Seiler is blocked. He looked around for the foul. Probably should have gotten the ball.
Yeah, that was great defense, to be honest with you, and a little premature on the
Begging for a call.
three-point attempt by Reedy there.
Yeah, that's true.
But the follow-up could not go in by Delgado, and we got the end of the quarter.
Fast-paced first quarter where the Hawks lead the Royals 19-17. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There once was a haunted house. People said they had heard voices, but no one dared to go inside.
There's a place for wood in your backyard. We recommend the Fire Pit. For looks and performance that outlast a wooden deck, make sure your next deck is built with Trex, the world's #1 premium decking brand.
Trex products are available at La Valley Middleton Building Supply. Visit us at lavalleys.com.
Watch our Yankee Chronicle every week on this station at 8:30 p.m. on Thursdays and 8 p.m. on Saturday. If you miss any of our local programs on our 3 YCN network stations, you can always watch them anytime on our website at ycnnow.com. Exciting first quarter as the Royals, with some nice shooting, the Hawks answering, and with a 2-point lead. Fast start for both these teams, and they'll continue it in the second quarter, and this time we'll see our first free throw attempts. So yeah, that's going to be Reedy.
The Hawks a little bit bigger, more aggressive, taking it to the hoop, trying to utilize that size when Mascoma's definitely the more finesse team we've seen so far, and they have a lot of good shooters on this team, particularly Ben Seiler. We didn't know what to expect coming into this game, Jeremy, and we got a pretty exciting one here on our hands.
We got a good one. That foul was against Connor Thompson, his first, team's second. He has a 3-pointer in the first quarter. The leading scorer, as we mentioned, was 12 points from Seiler. That one bounces in and out, no good off the back of the iron.
Got to make those count.
So here's Mascoma with a chance. Tie it up or take the lead. You got to imagine they're going to try and get the ball to Seiler. He's done it all. He's made a couple threes, and he can also drive. Not just an outside shooter. Now Mascoma's trying to come out and play a little bit tighter on the defensive end, not give up those open opportunities like they did in the first quarter. Nice pass and bouncing around, no good, and then Hawks with the rebound, and they look to get a quick little break.
Yeah, it was a good soft shot by Reno. It just the bounce didn't go, and
Murdo with a 3.
Right on the other end, Murdo.
Extending that lead up to 5. Just over a minute gone by here in the second quarter.
There's Murdo with a foul call on him, trying to defend the tough-to-defend Ben Seiler.
And that is Murdo's second, team second. Nice little drive inside, kicking it out. Seiler didn't have the look in the corner. Looks like they're really trying to clear out that side for Seiler. Nice handoff there, but the 15-footer is off the mark and goes wide. Nice effort there by Reno. Checking into this one, the junior guard, Isaac Reno. Good defensive effort. Tip it away. This Hopkinton hosting Mascoma game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please. If you want your event, parade, or concert televised live on YCN, contact us at info@ycnnow.com.
Yeah, they kind of backed off Delgado there, and he said, "The hell with it, I'm going to just take it." And he came up a little short, but I think Mascoma's going to be careful about just giving him that shot.
And backing down in the paint, that's number 33, Evan Jacobson. So a quick 5 points here, 5-0 run for Hopkinton, but Seiler, he's the answer and gets a couple points for the Royals, and they're on the board in the second quarter.
Yeah, he's getting that floater off so quick. He's got such a nice touch with it. I mean, it's almost impossible to defend, that quick release.
On the other end, everyone collapsing on Delgado. Leaves the open man, Jacobson, but he can't hit.
Heads up play by Delgado, finding the open pass to Jacobson, though, and creating a good opportunity.
Now here are the Royals really looking to move the ball, playing some nice ball movement on the offensive side. And taking it all the way to the hoop, and that ball no good from Schwartz. He was looking for a foul or maybe a tip, but
yeah, I thought
no.
It was a good no call. It was very minimal contact, and he kind of just lost the ball going up. And anytime a ball misses the entire backboard by that much, you're going to look for a foul.
You're going to hope there's a foul, but unfortunately for Mascoma, there were no foul calls. 3-point attempt, no good.
Delgado is a beast down low. Look at this.
He is making his
just
presence
working
known.
hard, and we got an injury in the court. Ben Schwartz is down. I mean, Delgado's just doing work himself, and it looks like, unfortunately, Ben Schwartz might have caught a knee to the groin. Not what you're looking for.
The YCN scoreboard sponsor is LaValley Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. LaValley's would like to thank all their neighbors for shopping with them. Come on in and meet their team. Customer care is their first priority. We'll step aside and come back. 4:32 to play in the second quarter. 26-19, Hopkinton with a lead.
I had broken my humerus. I went home in the care of the VNA, and I met a group of women that I'll never forget. All of them were, in a way, just the most therapeutic and totally understanding people I think I've ever met.
Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice is your locally managed nonprofit home health care provider. It's your choice. Ask for us by name when home is where you want to be.
The New Hampshire Heritage Collection by M.J. Harrington Jewelers is imagined and designed by our craftsmen, inspired by the natural beauty and special places that make New Hampshire extraordinary. The Old Man of the Mountain, Common Loon, Covered Bridge, Sap Bucket, and New Hampshire Lakes Collection are tributes to the story of the Granite State, made in America, handcrafted, uniquely yours, from M.J. Harrington Jewelers.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby, as the Hawks of Hopkinton host the Royals of Mascoma. 26-19, Hawks with the lead, and looks like the injured player has walked off, and they're just trying to clean up the floor.
Yeah, I got to apologize to Ben Schwartz. I thought he took one maybe down low, but it looks like he must have taken an elbow or something up high in the offensive rebounding process there by Newton Delgado. And he had some blood coming from his mouth.
So let's check some of the scorers here. And as we mentioned, Seiler just having a phenomenal start. He's had 4 twos and 2 3-pointers for 14 points to lead all players. And then Kevin Newton Delgado on the other side for Hopkinton, he leads his team with 8 points. So those two players lead the scorers. And Scott, as we talked about, this Hopkinton team, their size, as we just saw in the last play, can be a force. But Mascoma, they can shoot, and they're hanging in this one. A little slow start to the second quarter, but playing well so far.
I mean, it's speed versus strength. I mean, it's a very interesting contrast of styles, and which makes it a great matchup and the fun game we've seen so far. So, yeah, Mascoma, I mean, I certainly wouldn't rule anything out here. We've seen their ability to shoot from the outside. They have some good shooters. Obviously, Ben Seiler is on fire right now. So, yeah, I mean, this is still very much a game.
And if you're Coach Steve Signor for the Hawks, and you know that Ben Seiler is basically not their only offense, but it's obviously 90% of their offense at this point, not afraid to shoot. I mean, do you try and change up the strategy, play some sort of box and one, or just double team him when he gets the ball anywhere outside the post or whatever? Or do you just kind of say, hey, things will work out. He'll start missing sooner or later.
I would start to consider double teaming. So far, it's been 13 on 13. They've had Shepard Murdo kind of covering him one-on-one, and Murdo's had to find half himself here, but it seems like Ben Seiler's speed is a little too much for Murdo to take on defensively mano-a-mano. So I would mix something up here and try to make some of these other guys score some points here, because 14 points out of 19 is it's a pretty heavy workload.
Yeah, Connor Thompson with 3 and Gabe Rock with 2. Those are the other 5 points as we see Delgado pick in the pocket and going the other way. He'll get fouled and go to the free throw line.
And that's just the physicality and strength of Delgado right there. I mean, he just steals the ball and takes it right to the rim, and no choice but for Mascoma but to foul him.
And that foul is going to go against Gabe Rock. That is his first and the team's third. And 0 for 3 now from the free throw line are the Hawks. Reedy missing his first 2 free throws. Now Delgado missing the front end. 6'4" senior. Hawks team 5-1. They should be a force all season in Division III, and he hits the second one. So a 2-point lead at the end of a quarter has ballooned to 8 points. 3-point attempt just off the mark. Really nobody around to rebound for the Royals. That is that perimeter offense. They're not going to crash.
Well, I mean, even if you do crash, the problem is you're so undersized, you're probably not going to get the rebound anyways, and you're not going to have guys back in transition. So if you're going to shoot from the outside, you kind of got to think about that a little bit. But here we see, as I say that, Gabe Rock gets himself an offensive rebound. Of course, it was a long rebound,
right.
and if you're going to get offensive rebounds as a smaller, undersized team, those are the type you're going to get.
So with 3:40 to play in the second quarter, the Hawks lead the Royals 27-19. Timeout on the floor. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Why is it always time for pizza in New England? Because Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are popping up everywhere. With dough made fresh daily and baked in brick ovens, plus pasta, sandwiches, and artisan salads always from fresh ingredients, you're never far from good times and great food at Ramonto's. Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizzas are the locally owned restaurants that make freshness taste so good. Want a piece of the pie? Visit Ramontos.com for franchise opportunities.
Welcome back. Our next live YCN Game of the Week is next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. as the Marauder Ladies of Hanover High School host the Bobcats of Plymouth. And that ball was tipped out after the offensive rebound. And Hopkinton with a timeout. And then quickly down the court. And the and one is good for Jacobson.
Good unselfish pass by Newton Delgado to get it to Jacobson. And Jacobson was kind of left alone for the wide open layup. And nothing Mascoma could do but try to hope to foul him to prevent it from going in. Instead, he gets it anyways and gets the and one.
Beautiful passing up the court. 4 players touching it on that possession, just moving it up the court, and then, like you said, the unselfish pass inside. And Jacobson can't complete the traditional 3-point play.
If Hopkinton was hitting some free throws here, they could really start to open this thing up. They got a 10-point lead as is, but I think they're 1 for 5 now from the free throw line.
Yeah, 1 for 5 from the line. Not great. And there's Delgado stealing that one. Kind of fell right into his lap, and then he tries to take it to the hole, and he'll go to the free throw line again for 2 more.
He got a little wild going into the hoop there, and maybe got a little bit bailed out by the foul from Hunter Cadwell, but more free throws here. Let's see if they can start to hit some.
Cadwell's first, and it is his 5th team foul. And that one is all around and drops in. He's 2 for 3 now from the line.
And he's now in double figures, correct?
Yeah, he has 10 points now. 4 field goals and a couple free throws. Second one is up and good. So we approach 3 minutes to play here, 31-19, and this is where Mascoma has really got to figure something out. And get back in this one. A little aggressive on the defensive end from Michael Baer. He'll get called for that foul.
Yeah, I mean, Hopkinton's had a string of steals here, you know, in multiple possessions, so they're getting a little overconfident there, and Baer just kind of was a little too aggressive there and got called for an unnecessary foul.
Here's Seiler in the corner.
And you can see a little bit of double team right there.
When he got the ball in the corner, they looked to trap, but he was able to dribble out of it and then going underneath the hoop. Nice move, number 23, Hunter Cadwell, I believe.
Yeah, that was an impressive move. I don't know how he got this one off. You see on the replay here, there's a lot of bodies there, and he was coming down by the time he released it. Still got it up and in.
And then on the other end, Hopkinton almost loses it, but they regain possession. Nice little move in the air by Reedy.
Yeah, just like the other side. Reedy with a nice patient move, creating space and getting the hoop.
A little aggressive Connor Thompson, and then going back. This one's going back and forth now. And there's Reedy again. He says, look what I found. He just puts it right up. He's got a quick 6 points.
And you can see Newton Delgado's strategy. I mean, he's taken to the hoop hard every time. And his teammates are playing heady, knowing that, and they're kind of crashing, and got the offensive board and the 2 by Reedy.
I believe the foul was on the floor before the shot, and they will call a foul on Michael Baer, his second, team's 4th, so nobody in the bonus yet. Royals to inbound. Inside 2 minutes to play before the half. And at the half, don't forget to stay tuned, we'll have Scott Zipke, the boys soccer coach from Hopkinton here, on at halftime. Talk about their fall season and what they have ahead. That shot is blocked.
Yeah, it looks like Silas trying to kind of force some offense there and kind of went into triple coverage, and Delgado was right there for the block.
3-point attempt from the corner, no good, and then the rebound. And here's Mascoma looking to break. They don't really have the numbers, but they had one guy sneaking in the back. That was Josh Evans, and he gets the layup.
Yeah, he's not the biggest guy on the court out there, and the defense kind of just seemed to lose him there. And you can't lose your guy on a fast break like that. You got to stay man-to-man and keep with your guy.
Here we see Hunter Cadwell, I think, got a piece of this one. Swatting that one out of bounds. Nice clean block, and the Hawks will get it back here, trying to lob it in.
Fortunate break that they regained possession there.
And the 2-pointer goes from Murdo. He's got 7. Now up to a 14-point lead. A little bit of a delayed call on that one, but they're going to get the offensive foul against Shaw.
No circle or anything like that in high school basketball. I think he would have been out of it anyways. He had his feet planted. I would say that was probably a good charge call.
Right in front of the referee. Now picking up on the full court press, trying to trap. They do break the press. And driving to the hole, no good, but again, Delgado with the rebound and goes up strong. He'll go to the free throw line.
I mean, that's sort of the difference right now in the second quarter. Mascoma just doesn't have anybody to match up with Kevin Newton Delgado, and he's kind of taking the game over down low. Both on the boards, driving to the lane, getting to the free throw line.
Delgado's shot is up and good. And, you know, we've talked about this in a lot of these games. When your shooting goes cold, you start falling behind, and the Royals are doing that, but the Hawks don't have to rely on their shooting because they can go inside.
Yeah, I mean, what did the Royals have at the end of the first? 17, right? So they only have 6 points here in this quarter.
Yep, so they have been outscored 20-6, so 2-point games now, 16.
Let's not dismiss this Hawks defense. I mean, they played some very aggressive defense here, creating a lot of steals and turnovers.
And that one is going to be a foul, and that was Seiler getting bumped.
Seiler's really having to work here in the second quarter to get some opportunities to score. So the adjustment, like we discussed, we thought maybe they would play him a little tighter, and they have. And it's really affected this offense, as he's been the offense.
That foul goes against Murdo. That is his third, so he will sit down. Checking in is Daniel Miner. Tyler hits both his free throws. Down 14, 40 seconds to play before half. And stolen away by the Royals. Looked like it was going to be a 50-50 ball, but the Royals come up with it, and then they throw it away on a fast break. Not enough of a cut, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that was Seiler with some great defense on Newton Delgado, got the steal, and he was anticipating his player cutting to the hoop for the layup, and he kind of stopped on him, and unfortunately for Seiler, he threw it out of bounds.
So now Hopkinton back with another chance. Inside 20 seconds, the pull-up 15-footer, and that one's good. John Jacobson.
I'm sure Jacobson would gladly take a wide-open free throw jumper all day, and that's what he got right there.
Here's Seiler, a little bit of an up fake, and he is going to draw the foul. They're going to call that one against John Jacobson. Playing some tight defense and a nice up fake by Seiler. He'll go to the line.
He's a crafty offensive player. He really uses that speed and quickness to create. No matter how you defend him, as we see him get to the free throw line here, 2 possessions in a row.
And the referee's going to talk to Seiler. Just going to say, wow, they're going to say it was on the floor. And that is only the 6th foul on the Hawks. So
Seiler had an up fake. He got his man up and went up into him and kind of took the shot. So I don't know if I agree with that.
And then they're going to call it again. He was trying to drive. They're going to call it on, well, let's see what it is going to be.
It should be a 1-and-1.
They're going to call it on the floor again as he was driving, 1-and-1. So Seiler will be at the free throw line.
So justice is served.
But he's got to make the first one, and so he's not going to get it.
First one.
Delgado off the backboard, and he doesn't get it to fall.
Yeah, got to throw those line drives in these small gyms, and that's what he did. It hit the backboard hard, but a pretty good effort there by Newton Delgado.
So at the half, the Hopkinton Hawks lead the Mascoma Royals 41-25. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
William A. Smith Auction Gallery hosts 45 auctions a year. Our customer base is worldwide, and our reputation is for honesty and fairness. Join us for one of our live auctions. Check out the auction schedule on our website. Auction day is lively and fun.
Sold 3,381. Yeah, sold 253. Sold 850 straight away.
We look forward to seeing you on auction day.
No matter what season it is, you can always find the best in American and Italian cuisine at Bubba's Bar and Grill in Newbury, New Hampshire. Stop in to enjoy our fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizzas, the award-winning seafood chowder, and a new seasonal menu just right for the cooler months. Dine in or take out. You can check out our full lunch and dinner menus along with daily specials on our website each day as well. Bubba's Bar and Grill, just 2 miles from Mount Sunapee in the beautiful harbor of Newbury, New Hampshire.
Welcome back. Halftime here in Hopkinton, where the boys of Hopkinton lead the Mascoma Royals 41-25. And no, that is not them on the court. That is the halftime entertainment. And for halftime up here in the booth, we have Scott Zipke, the Hopkinton boys soccer coach. Scott, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Scott, let's start off. Successful season. I know it didn't end the way you wanted to, but let's tell the viewers how it ended and how you thought the season went as a whole.
Yeah, we played tough all season. Ended up losing in shootout of the semifinals to Messinic that lost in the finals eventually. But it was a good game and it was good playoffs. Had a bunch of the basketball guys actually on the team. Mikey Bear, who played a lot in that first half, was an all-state player for us, and big Kevin Newton Delgado came out and played for us this year for the first time ever. So scored some goals for us at forward, started every game for us, and so it's fun to come out and watch him play basketball too.
All right, so obviously a season that didn't end the way you wanted it to, but a shootout in the semifinal, a loss. Looking forward, what do you guys, do you have an off-season program? And then looking forward to next season, you have some players coming back. Obviously, both of the players you mentioned are seniors, so obviously they won't be back, but some of the other players coming back. And what do you guys do in the off-season?
Yeah, we've got some holes to fill for the soccer team, but we've got a good program in town, a lot of good youth coaches that create a good feeder program, and we'll have some guys to fill those missing links, and we'll get after it next year. We'll get some exercise going this summer, but I try not to get in my guys' heads too much before the season starts. They'll be sick of me after 3 months of playing for me, so try not to be annoying before the season starts too much.
Well, and as you said, some of them playing basketball too, so I got to imagine, you do have a lot of multi-sport athletes, so that's some of the things that in high school is very important. You read a lot and you hear a lot about just being focused on one sport, and sometimes that isn't the best thing, and so to encourage these multi-sport athletes must be a good thing for you. Kind of changes their thinking, and I know it does a lot for them, developing different muscles and things like that. So it's an exciting process.
For sure, especially in Hopkinton, we've got 75% of our student body or something like that. AD will give you the exact numbers,
right.
But some percentage like that play varsity sports. Last year, although we weren't one of it, we ended up with 10 championships. So all these guys that play a lot of sports get a lot of exposure to playing in tournaments, know what it's like to be in the big games. So it all comes to play in the soccer season.
All right, well, we'll be looking forward to an exciting season next year, and as you mentioned, have a nice off-season here. Thank you very much, Scott Zipke, the head boys soccer coach and the math teacher here at Hopkinton High School. Thank you very much, Scott, for joining us.
All right, thanks for being here.
All right, and that is going to do it for this part of the halftime. 41-25. We'll take a break and come back with some stats after this. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
You're watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters' 3-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. William A. Smith Auction Gallery. They host 45 auctions yearly. Check the schedule on their website. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist, much more than a home heating provider. La Valley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza and more, always fresh. People, food, great times await you. Baba's Bar and Grill of Newberry Harbor, where Baba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. And Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Welcome back. 41-25. Hopkinton leads Mascoma at the half. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here. And Scott, as we talked about through that second quarter, it was close in the first quarter. 19-17. Mascoma was right there. But then in the second quarter, their shots didn't fall. And Hopkinton really took over inside and extended that lead to the 16-point lead we have right now.
Yeah, I mean, we had a tight one there for a while, but Mascoma just doesn't have the secondary scoring right now behind Ben Seiler. He's kind of leading the way. I believe he has 16 points right now out of their 25. And Hopkinton was able to slow him a bit there in the second quarter. They had some double teams thrown at him. Toward the end of the quarter, Seiler started to get to the free throw line. Yeah, he's a huge part of their offense, and they need to find some secondary scoring right now to complement him. On the other end of the spectrum, Hopkinton, their offense kind of got off to a bit of a slow start. I mean, they were pretty balanced, but in the second quarter, Kevin Newton-Delgado really took over. He was super aggressive, driving to the hoop, getting to the free throw line, and he started to create a lot of points. He had some nice passes, and certainly his offensive rebounding is really putting Mascoma in a world of hurt right now. These second chance points is something you can't afford when you're losing the ball game.
So Kevin Newton-Delgado, as you mentioned, he's got 13 points, and then Shepard Murdo with 7, Luke Reedy with 6 points, 5 points for Michael Bayer, 4 apiece for Owen Milchick and Evan Jacobson, and then 2 points for John Jacobson. And then over on Mascoma's side to go along with the 16 from Seiler, 3 from Connor Thompson, 2 for Josh Evans, and 2 for Gabe Rock. So what it's going to take to come back in this second half, Mascoma's going to have to start hitting some of their shots, and obviously they're going to have to start playing some defense on Kevin Newton-Delgado.
Yeah, it's not just hitting their shots. They need somebody besides Ben Seiler to hit shots. And I don't know. I haven't seen them play this year. I don't know if they have that. So we're going to find out.
It's going to be a test. We'll see if Silas Ayers has the change in the locker room. The Mascoma Royals coach has drawn something up to get this team going in the second half. We'll take a break and come back with the second half. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Elizabeth Durazio, and
I'm your host, Abby Peel.
Coming to you from the town of Hopkinton.
Coming to you from the New London Barn Playhouse. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming on this beautiful day.
Beautiful day, perfect spring day.
We've been here as a staple in many of the communities. And
yeah, so many people that you get to meet and a wonderful community that you feel like you're always welcome in.
With this great opportunity of opening a restaurant that's really community focused.
So join us again next week
for a new edition of Yankee Chronicle.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. With more frequent major weather events, don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Nobody.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
Welcome back. Halftime here as the Hopkinton Hawks lead the Mascoma Royals. Some of the players warming up out of the locker room, and we talked about it. Mascoma's really got to draw something out. We don't know if they have it. And for Hopkinton, I would imagine it's just more of the same. Newton-Delgado, just give it to him inside and let him do his thing.
Yeah, attack down low, attack. That's what you're going to do if you're the Hopkinton Hawks. I liked what Mascoma did in the first quarter a lot. I mean, they were getting a lot of good open looks from the outside. Obviously, Seiler was the key guy, and he was making them go in. But they need to continue to do that. I mean, they just need to push the ball, move the ball around as much as possible. You're not going to take it into this big Hopkinton Hawks team.
Right.
We've seen them try it a few times, and, Newton-Delgado had a big block there at one point. They're a tough team to drive the hoop on, so it's all about passing for Mascoma.
And they've got to get that open shot because, as you mentioned, they're not crashing the boards because they don't have the size anyway. So they got to get the open shot with some ball movement, and they really were doing that nicely. And then, as we mentioned in that first quarter break, it definitely looks like Hopkinton figured out, hey, we're going to send an extra defender at Seiler. Maybe not completely double team him, but at least flash somebody there.
Well, I mean, that's the key, right? I mean, just make it uncomfortable for him. He was a little comfortable there in the first quarter. And, from what I've seen over the course of this game, I think Hopkinton is probably the better of the teams.
Yes.
So they kind of, warmed up to what Mascoma was doing and made the necessary changes. Hopkinton's going to Mascoma's going to come out and do something completely crazy here and put Hopkinton back on their heels.
All right, we'll take one final break before we come back with the second half. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
I had broken my humerus. I went home in the care of the VNA, and I met a group of women that I'll never forget. All of them were, in a way, just the most therapeutic and totally understanding people I think I've ever met.
Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice is your locally managed nonprofit home health care provider. It's your choice. Ask for us by name when home is where you want to be.
We are set to go here in the second half. Referees are ready, waiting. Let's get this second half started. Nice crowd here for a weeknight to see this Hawks team, who we mentioned 5-1 in the regular season, 1-1 in their tournament. Undefeated at home. Their only loss was at Mascoma to open the season 59-44.
Yeah, if you're a Mascoma, just win this quarter. You just lost the previous one by 14 after hanging in there tough for the first one. So win this quarter, give yourself a chance in the fourth. We've seen some comebacks this season.
That we certainly have. It seems like every team that we've done who takes a big lead gives most of it, if not all of it, back in the second half, and Hawks are trying to not do that themselves and putting it back Shepherd Murdo.
Yeah, that offensive rebound, and you see it again. I mean, they're just bigger than the Royals, and they're making them pay on the glass.
Really extending that defense. Trying to not let anybody get anything. As you see the defender here, Murdo, really sticking to Seiler behind the three-point line.
Passing is a little lackadaisical here. That was a good kick out, though, and got a good look.
Yeah, got what he wanted. The offensive rebound and the putback there, no good. Another offensive rebound, and here's Seiler with an open three. Doesn't get it to fall, and it's going to go the other way. But if you're Mascoma, you got 3 looks there, including 2 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, really slow to start. There was kind of some lazy passing. They weren't really firing it around, but they got that pass inside, and it seemed like Hopkinton all collapsed and decided to leave the three-point shooters alone, which was a mistake on their part. They should have held their ground. Unfortunately for Mascoma, they weren't able to hit any of those threes. They had a couple good looks.
Caldwell with the foul on that one. It's his second and the team's first of the half. That time the jumper no good, and here come the Royals. Another three-point attempt off the mark. Following his shot and going back in is number 11, Connor Thompson, and again another offensive rebound.
You're certainly seeing the energy there, the effort by Mascoma. The ball's just not falling in the hoop.
So they've now had 2 possessions, and they've had, I think, a total of 4 offensive rebounds in those 2 possessions.
Yeah.
And have you had to put the ball in the basket. Shut out for the first 2 minutes of this half, despite getting some good looks. But also playing some good defense. That time the three-point attempt is off the mark, but the long offensive rebound. Delgado from the corner, no good, but nobody there to box out the Hawks.
We've seen Newton Delgado take a couple threes now, and he's been very short on both. I don't think that's his game from what I'm seeing.
And then another offensive rebound, and this time Reedy puts it back in. So 2 offensive rebounds, I think, in that possession, and the Royals want to talk it over. They trail 45-25. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
I had broken my humerus. I went home in the care of the VNA, and I met a group of women that I'll never forget. All of them were, in a way, just the most therapeutic and totally understanding people I think I've ever met.
Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice is your locally managed nonprofit home health care provider. It's your choice. Ask for us by name when home is where you want to be.
Why is it always time for pizza in New England? Because Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are popping up everywhere. With dough made fresh daily and baked in brick ovens, plus pasta, sandwiches, and artisan salads always from fresh ingredients, you're never far from good times and great food at Ramonto's. Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are the locally owned restaurants that make freshness taste so good. Want a piece of the pie? Visit Ramontos.com for franchise opportunities.
Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here. Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We will choose the team member that had the greatest impact on today's game. HR Clough is dedicated to performing the best service and providing the best products every day. Out of the timeout, Royals looking to swing that ball around the perimeter and start what they did at the beginning of the season, the beginning of the game, where they really took their time passing and getting the open look. That's another forced shot there by Rock.
Yeah, I mean, that's just driving the ball into a triple team, and Newton Delgado is obviously bigger and more athletic than you, and he just swats the ball in your face and creates a fast break going the other way and an easy 2 points for the Hawks.
Berto with those easy 2 points, as you mentioned, and then the rebound not able to be corralled by either team. It goes out. It's over to the Hawks. 4:30 to play in this quarter. 47-25. No points yet for the Royals in quarter number 3. Really struggling mightily, and that's going to be a double dribble. Kind of lost his footing and then kind of lost track of what he had done.
It seemed like he forgot maybe he had dribbled previously.
So here come the Royals, a chance to put something on the scoreboard for the first time in the quarter. 41-25 at halftime. They've given up 6. 47-25 is where we stand, and that bounce pass is nowhere near what he wanted to do. Delgado steals it away, goes the length of the floor, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, heads up defensive play by Delgado, getting the passing lane, gets another steal. He's had several of those, and then just takes it himself aggressively to the hoop and gets the foul, and he's going to have a couple more free throws.
He's 5 for 6.
He started off, he's 5 for 6. Okay, I thought he missed his first 2.
He missed his first one.
He missed his first one, okay.
And he misses that one.
Yeah, well, it's because I jinxed him. I apologize, Mr. Kevin Newton Delgado.
And it was Luke Reedy who missed his first 2, and then Delgado missed one, so they had started out 0-3, but then since then, really, they've been hitting most of them up until that point. And the second one off the mark, a little strong.
Yeah, I mean, both of those are on me. That's my bad.
So here come the Royals now, kind of dodging a bullet on that one. And Seiler, maybe he can get something going. He gets a 3.
He's the one guy you don't want to leave open.
Inside 4 minutes in this third quarter. Now 19. Royals need a stop. They overload one side, wide open, but no good. Nice offensive tap, and then Newton Delgado, and 1.
It was a nice offensive tap, yeah, but, I mean, he wasn't boxed out. He was not boxed out. I mean, you can see here in the rebound.
Nobody had him.
Nobody had him. Nobody picked him up, and he just goes in there and taps it to Newton Delgado, and, you know, they got to box out. Both teams are really struggling boxing out on the offensive glass here tonight.
And there he goes. He makes it after missing the previous 2. With a 22-point lead, 50-28. Really, after that first quarter, which was a 2-point lead, it's been 20 points over the next quarter and a half.
And when we talk about size and making it hard to rebound, that's one thing, but not boxing out is unacceptable no matter how big you are. You can still box a bigger guy out and keep him away from the boards. They just need to do a better job.
There's Rock missing the short jumper. And coming down and quickly firing is Bear. He has 7. Michael Bear, nice little 14-footer.
Yeah, good fadeaway too. He's one of the smaller guys in the court. You use that fadeaway to create some separation, and you got a great look. Another timeout, it looks like, by Mascoma.
Yeah, timeout on the floor, 52-28. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Of the house, you can't tell which windows are old and which windows are new. They're really very compatible.
I really appreciate the energy efficiency of the 400 series.
Anderson, in my opinion, is the heavyweight champ.
Someone once said that trust is always earned, never given. With a 70-year heritage of diamond expertise MJ Harrington Jewelers has earned the trust and respect of loyal customers for generations. Whether the occasion is a new beginning of life together or celebrating a decade's deep love, the professionals at Harrington's take time to understand our customers' dreams, then turn those dreams into exquisite reality. At MJ Harrington Jewelers, trust is as precious as the fine diamonds we offer. We look forward to earning your trust.
Mascoma Royals out of the timeout, trying to draw something up to get back into this one. Tall task for this Royals squad, who has suddenly not been able to do much on the offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, they've stymied them ever since that first quarter.
Really come up with a game plan to stop this team. It's basically all been Ben Seiler. 19, 16 in the first half. He hit a 3. That's their only point so far in the third quarter. And there's a three-pointer from Rock.
Yeah, Seiler found Rock. Rock, they left him alone at the key, top of the key, and he knocks down the 3.
Well, good play there out of the timeout. That's what you got to do. Can't get it all back
that's
in
what
one
they
possession.
need. I mean, they need to find open looks like that one. I mean, just take your time and get a good shot, and don't try to force it up against the much bigger Hopkinton team down low.
And the nice baseline trap on the other end. Royals get it back, and there's Seiler firing, and he's got 22.
And you know he can hit it, so you give him a little space, which is what he just had, and that's what you get.
Inside 2 minutes, all of a sudden, 6 straight points out of the timeout from the Royals. Cut it to 18. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza. You're never too far from great food and good times at Ramonto's, the locally owned restaurants that make freshness taste so good. Another chance for the Royals.
I'd like to see them take their time here again, get another good open look, whether it falls or not. Just get quality looks, and that's what they did right there. Quality look.
Good look there, and the rebound to the Hawks. Almost lost it. Newton Delgado, a lot of defenders collapsing on him, and they're going to make him earn it from here on out. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Newton Delgado's proven time after time, if he gets the ball down anywhere near the post, he's going up strong. And that's what he did there, and more free throws. How many free throws has he taken?
This will be his 10th and 11th free throws. And he makes that one. 7 for 10 right now. 19-point lead inside a minute to play in the third quarter. Second free throw front end, no good. But the offensive rebound of the Hawks.
On a missed free throw. I mean, that's
not good.
That's not good.
Nice look in there and wide open on the other side. Should have had the offensive rebound, but tipped it out of bounds. It'll go back to the Royals. And there's Seiler running the break. He'll go to the free throw line. Ben Seiler, 2 for 3 from the Lions. 53-34. Royals trying to get back into this one.
Seiler's trying to stay aggressive here,
yeah,
which is good. He hasn't thrown in the towel yet, which is, you know, when you're the one-man show, sometimes you can get a little tired and frustrated, but he's been a team player tonight. And
missing that free throw, and Newton Delgado looking to run the break and lays it in with his left hand. Basically unstoppable.
Handle him.
And then going the other way. Looked like it might have been a jump ball, but they're going to say the foul.
I thought it was all ball, and I thought they should be going to the possession arrows, but instead Seiler will get a couple free throws.
First one is up and good. After going 1 for 2 his last time, he is now 4 for 6.
Adding to his impressive numbers, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, this Kid has really, as you've said it, been a one-man show. Second one up and good. 55-37, 20 seconds to play here in the third quarter. You'd imagine Hopkinton just settling here for that last shot, up 18. No sense in rushing. We'll get it to Newton Delgado, and he'll take his man off the dribble. No good.
Well, I think that's what Newton Delgado did there. He rushed it a little bit, and now we're going to get a shot for Seiler. It doesn't go, unfortunately, for the Mascoma Royals. But Newton Delgado took that one a little early and gave the Royals a tiny little glimpse of hope.
55-37 at the end of 3. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Elizabeth Durazio, and
I'm your host, Abby Peel.
Coming to you from the town of Hopkinton.
Coming to you from the New London Barn Playhouse. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming on this beautiful day.
Beautiful day, perfect spring day.
We've been here as a staple in many of the communities. And
yeah, so many people that you get to meet and a wonderful community that you feel like you're always welcome in.
With this great opportunity of opening a restaurant that's really community focused.
So join us again next week
for a new edition of Yankee Chronicle.
Welcome back. 8 minutes on the clock. Final quarter about to begin. As you see the Hopkinton Hawks there with the big lead, 55-37. This Mascoma Valley at Hopkinton game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all your printing needs. All our schedules and live broadcasts are at our website, ycnnow.com. Newton Delgado talking to the ref. He's had a good night tonight, continuing to just do what he wants, and they're going to let him start this fourth quarter. You wonder how many more minutes he's going to play with this 18-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the question when you got a kind of lopsided game like this. When do you take the starters out? When do you let the bench come in and get some experience? And I think we'll find out probably sooner rather than later.
You got to imagine Coach Steve Signor let his starters for Hopkinton stay at least to the halfway point possibly, and just make sure Mascoma doesn't start a big comeback, and then you can start taking some players out. And that possession will go to the Royals as a loose ball foul committed against the Hawks. Inside just the start of the fourth quarter, 7:40 to play. First possession, Hawks get the ball back.
And Mascoma's trying the full court press. The problem is Hopkinton's got some really good ball handlers, and they can move the ball up the court.
That last foul against Hunter Cadwell, his fourth and the team's fifth. So
that's another risk of the full court press. You're going to be more susceptible to fouls, and you know, they're going to be shooting easy free throws here at the line here shortly.
Right, exactly. You already got an 18-point lead, and then if you're Hopkinton, you're going to be going to the free throw line in a few possessions.
Yeah,
a couple more fouls.
Newton Delgado got a little carried away there and kind of lost his dribble, and easy travel call for the refs.
So here's where, if you are Mascoma, you get a couple quick scores.
I mean, they can't have empty possessions at this point. I mean, they need to score, and then you see this by Newton Delgado, and here we see the rare high school jam.
Yeah, with authority there. We saw him in warm-ups. We knew he could do it, and as we can see, just kind of
picks the pocket beautifully and gets a nice fast break going the other way. No defenders in sight, and gets up and throws it down.
And then after Mascoma turns it over, then we come down the other end, and now Michael Oberheim will shoot a pair of free throws. That foul against Mascoma is their sixth. It's the first foul on Josh Evans. And that one is up and good. We have 21 points for Kevin Newton Delgado as the unofficial tally.
And Seiler has what?
He's got a lot as well. As the second free throw is made to make it a 22-point lead.
Sorry to ask you to do math for me.
Just counting, really, at this point.
I'll tell you, he has 2 more. I can guarantee you that right now. He just laid that one in. Easy
24,
drive.
I believe.
24 now for Seiler.
It would have actually been easier to count the other teammates' points and just
and then
subtract
from the score.
Because as we can see on the scoreboard, well over half the points for this team. Well, these Royals not giving up, still not boxing out, but they're playing aggressive and they're playing hard on the ball. But then once the ball goes up in the air, they kind of just don't quite get that position that you'd really like.
They're physically smaller. Clearly, Hopkinton Hawks have a much bigger roster. So it was a very tough game for the Royals to come in. I was very excited after the first quarter. They were doing exactly what they needed to do, getting open shots, and they were hitting them. But other than Seiler, they stopped falling rather quickly, and I think that was kind of the key of the game. I mean, you got to hit your shots if you're smaller. You got to play from the outside, and Hopkinton made the correct adjustments, and they took Seiler out, who was the only hot hand on this team, and the other players didn't step up and get the shots.
So Newton Delgado hits 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 2 minutes gone by here in quarter number 4, extending that lead to 21. And a nice dribble drive there, but Seiler can't come up with it, but they do get the rebound. And they're going to get the reach-in foul, maybe?
I believe it was on Newton Delgado.
Yeah, Gabe Rock had the break. He kind of beat his man, and he was going to the hoop. Get the reach-in foul, but it will be on the floor, so only the...
Yeah, it turns out to be a good foul. I think Rock would have had an easy lay-in if that foul wasn't committed.
And when it's your first foul of the game, and you're the leading scorer on your team, it's a great foul.
And how about another block for Newton Delgado? He's got many blocks, many steals. We don't keep track of those up here, but he's showing up in all phases right now.
And then he just blocked it out of bounds off of the Royals. So he blocks it, it hits off the Royals.
Yeah, so he gets possession as well. Things are going well right now for the Hopkinton Hawks.
Yeah, when things are going like this, you know it's going to be a fun night, and it clearly has been from the get-go, leading 19-17 at the end of the quarter.
That was a terribly forced inbound pass right there, by the way. They were trying to get it into Newton Delgado, and
right now trying to get too much.
Great job covering him, and basically everybody on the inbound. That was a very well defended inbound play by Mascoma.
So Mascoma will get it back here. Around 21. Looking to create some sort of offense. Only 2 points this quarter. Those were by Seiler, and he misses that jumper.
Yeah, Seiler made a nice play. He had the dribble drive and kicked it out to the wing, got an open three-point attempt, which didn't fall. He followed it up with an offensive rebound and got a good look from the free throw line, and that didn't fall. So Seiler's kind of trying to do it all himself right now, and I understand.
Running the break here, 1-on-4, and then it's poked away.
I don't know if I would call it a break if it's 1-on-4.
Trying to, but that was defended nicely by the man behind the ball carrier. That was Murdo tipping it away. And going to be off the ball foul, I believe they're going to call against Hopkinton. And we're going to give that one to Oberheim, his first, team's 5th. So game slowing down a little bit here. 4:54 to play in the fourth quarter. Nice cut there. Beautiful cut, and Seiler, he's got another bucket.
Yeah, a mistake by Hopkinton there, forgetting about Seiler on the backdoor cut.
Nice rotation, and as you see the nice pass from Reno, who get the assist. Back live here, Hopkinton inside 4.5 minutes. That one's turned over, but then goes right back to Hopkinton. And going up, a little out of control, but Jacobson will go to the free throw line nonetheless.
Yeah, he had enough of a head fake there where he got his defender up in the air and grabbed his arm and Jacobson will be at the free throw line for 2.
Jacobson with 4 points. Now 0 for 2 from the free throw line. This game is being brought to you in part by William A. Smith Auction Gallery, who hosts 45 auctions yearly, many in their auction house in Plainfield, New Hampshire. Check out their schedule on their website at wsmithauction.com. Second free throw, no good. Bouncing around, Royals do gain possession. A little fake there by Styler, and a nice bucket. Nice move there.
You can see he's got a great touch, even when he's off balance like he was there. I mean, the quick up fake, and he was leaning into it. Still hits the shot. He's done that a couple times this game.
Grabs the rebound there. Inside 4 minutes to play, down 17, and he's going to get called a carrying violation, turning the ball back over. He wanted it, trying to cut it to 15 if he had it with the layup, but turned it over.
It's just a case of trying to do too much, and you can't blame the kid.
Obviously the Royals with that full court, trying to trap, and a little aggressive. They'll get called with a foul. And that one's going to go against Isaac Reno, number 2.
That's foul number 9, so we're still in the 1-and-1.
Yes, that'll be 1-and-1 here. That's his Reno's 4th foul, and as you mentioned, team's 9th. So 1-and-1 here for Reedy. 0 for 2 from the line. And 0 for 3. That didn't establish possession back in the court, so that'll be Mascoma ball.
Fortunate break there for Mascoma as they didn't box out. There was 2 Hawks in there for the offensive rebound.
Story of the night for this team.
When you're on a free throw, you got to body up immediately.
And that one's knocked away. And as we talk about it, Seiler continuing to just try and do it all. He knows he's the only offense for this team.
I mean, that was man-to-man D, and Shepard Murdo, who struggled a little bit in the first quarter trying to defend him, did that one all by himself and had the block shot out of bounds. So nice job by Murdo sticking with him.
See if the Royals can get anything going. Seiler with the inbound. That one's poked away. Nice defensive effort and goes right back to the Hawks.
And we've seen him do that a few times this game. He's got great hands, Newton Delgado, and you know, as dominant as he's been on the offensive end, I think he's been more dominant on the defensive end with block shots and steals. I mean, he's been everywhere tonight.
Played a big role both sides.
Certainly been at the free throw line a lot.
Up with 2 free throws here. That foul was the 5th foul against number 23, Hunter Cadwell. That is, so his 5th, team's 10th. So he fouls out. He finishes with 2 points. Delgado's free throw rolling around, no good. 60-43. Only 5 points in this quarter from the Hawks. 6 for the Royals. That ball's tipped around and goes back to Mascoma. So 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Delgado on that trip. And as you mentioned, can't have any empty possessions. Glimmer of hope if they can start hitting some threes, and Seiler will be the one to take it. No good. It'll go back to the Hawks. Nice rebound there by Oberheim. Delgado with the putback. The force inside, the offensive rebound putback. Still surprised he's still in this game inside 3 minutes and up by almost 20 points. And that whistle there will be against Bear, Michael Bear.
Yeah, you'd think you'd see some subs here soon, but nothing yet from either team.
So that was the 4th foul on Bear, and only the team's 6th foul. So one more, and then it'll be the next one will be shooting foul. Trying to space the floor and get Seiler an open look. He's going to have to do it off the dribble. Really trying to move that ball. They've got Seiler in the corner, but they don't see him. And that was Cole Moulton, the sophomore guard. Moulton with the turnover. You can tell he's sophomore, just getting some playing time. Had a couple plays he'd like to have back. But good aggressive defense there, trying to get the rebound. And that's where we saw the size disadvantage, even when they are boxing out. Getting pushed around a little bit.
Yeah, it's been pretty apparent throughout this game.
62-43, lobbing it inside.
Bit of an aggressive pass there, I'd say, but a minute 38 left in a 19-point game. You start to do things you might not normally do.
So Cole Moulton, nice aggressive play there to grab it, but not really sure of the call. It looked like he had the ball and then fell out of bounds, and they gave it back to Mascoma. So
we'll finally see the subs come in.
Yes. So it looks like for these final 95 seconds, we'll have most of the subs in this one. And inside maneuver, nicely done. Number 12, Zach Thompson for the basket. He's got the retro jersey on. 15-foot jumper, no good. Nice offensive rebound, and the putback is no good, but going to the free throw line, Quinn Whitehead, the sophomore guard. He'll shoot a pair. A foul against Cooper Peavy, junior forward, his first, team's 11, so they're obviously already over the limit. Double bonus. Quinn Whitehead is good. More subs coming in. Josh Evans checking back in for the Royals. 63-45. Second free throw no good, and the rebound to Loudon Henry. Trapped over in the corner, but gonna move the ball back and forth, in and out. Taking the shot is Henry, no good, and the rebound saved, but right to the Hawks inside a minute to play. Nice drive with the baseline, and Oberheim.
That was a good move by Oberheim right there, taking it to the baseline and using quickness and speed to get the easy layup.
He's got 4. 20-point lead. Trying to get the backdoor cut, tipped away, and will go back to, or will stay with the Royals. Trail by 20. Final ticks here. And rolling around, no good, but at the free throw line will be Mike Evans, junior forward.
And Jack Morrall called with a foul there. He had some good defense there, but got a little too handsy. Just needed to stay vertical. The rule of verticality. Just put your hands straight up in the air and go. When you jump, when you get off your feet, just go straight up. And he kind of leaned into his man a little bit and got called for it.
That free throw is good. The top of the backboard, off the back iron. No good on that one, and Hopkinton with the rebound. Still some pressure here, and the steal coming away with it. And the breakaway, a little reverse action. Nicely done there by Zach Thompson. He's got 4.
That was a great outlet pass, too. I didn't see who it was by. Outstanding outlet pass, but that'll do it here tonight.
So that is going to do it. The final score here. Hopkinton defeats Mascoma 65-48. We'll take a break and come back with the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
William A. Smith Auction Gallery hosts 45 auctions a year. Our customer base is worldwide, and our reputation is for honesty and fairness. Join us for one of our live auctions. Check out the auction schedule on our website. Auction day is lively and fun.
Sold 3,381. Sold 253. Sold 850 straight away.
We look forward to seeing you on auction day.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There once was a haunted house. People said they had heard voices, but no one dared to go inside.
There's a place for wood in your backyard. We recommend the Fire Pit. For looks and performance that outlast a wooden deck, make sure your next deck is built with Trex, the world's #1 premium decking brand.
Trex products are available at LaValley Middleton Building Supply. Visit us at lavalleys.com.
I had broken my humerus. I went home in the care of the VNA, and I met a group of women that I'll never forget. All of them were, in a way, just the most therapeutic and totally understanding people I think I've ever met.
Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice is your locally managed nonprofit home health care provider. It's your choice. Ask for us by name when home is where you want to be.
Welcome back. Final score here in Hopkinton. The Hawks defeat the Royals of Mascoma 65-48. And before we get into breaking this one down, let's first get to the HR Club player of the game. And Scott, pretty much one man to give this award to.
Yeah, I feel a little bad not giving it to Ben Seiler. I mean, he tore it up with 31 points, but unfortunately his team lost big, and a big part of that reason was Kevin Newton Delgado. Delgado did it on both ends of the court. We don't keep blocks, steals, rebounds. We don't keep those stats. He had an astronomical number of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
He had some nice passes, and not only that, he put up 24 points, and he was feasting at the free throw line just by being aggressive and attacking the hoop. So Kevin Newton Delgado is definitely my player of the game here tonight.
Yeah, Kevin Newton Delgado, 24 points. The HR Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game, and he was helped by his teammate Shepard Murdo, who had 11, Luke Reedy, who had 8, and then 7 for Michael Baer. Those were the high scorers for Hopkinton. Over on the Mascoma side, as you mentioned, Ben Seiler, 31 points. It basically all went through Seiler. He was the leading scorer for the game. He just couldn't get enough shots to fall and couldn't get his team into it.
I mean, that's sort of the difference of the game, right? I mean, Newton Delgado had some support to go along with his offensive game. I mean, he had some other guys scoring points, and unfortunately for Seiler, I mean, it was kind of a one-man show. Like, he was the only guy hitting shots. He was the only guy getting open. He was making passes to get some teammates open, but he was the only guy getting to go through the rim tonight.
And if you are Hopkinton, you've got to be really happy about this performance. Obviously, the big win, and obviously you knew your guy, Kevin Newton Delgado, was going to be their big player, but you really had a balanced offensive attack from a lot of players, all the way from Oberheim, who wasn't a starter. He got 4 points. John Jacobson off the bench got a couple. Evan Jacobson got a couple. You really got to be happy if you are Coach Steve Signer. You got a lot of offensive participation and a great defensive effort.
That's the beauty, right? I mean, that's what I was kind of just saying. Like, on the one side, Seiler didn't have any offensive support. Hopkinton has depth. They have a lot of talent on their roster. They were tested a little bit in the first quarter. They made adjustments. They made some smart decisions defensively, which basically swallowed up Mascoma in the second quarter. I mean, the guy outscored 22-8 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So the adjustments that were made by Jeff Merrill were spot on. They kind of started to maybe, I don't know if I would say a full double team on Ben Seiler, but they were definitely, throwing another guy at him here and there, and they just stymied Mascoma and took the game over. So a very nice balanced attack by Hopkinton, and a very, very, very good job by Jeff Merrill and his team.
And you mentioned that second quarter was out. Hopkinton outscored Mascoma 22-8. And other than that, it was a really close contest. You've got the first quarter 19-17, the third quarter 14-12 in favor of Hopkinton, and then, of course, with the bench players coming in that fourth quarter. But Mascoma did outscore Hopkinton, so it was that one quarter that really did the favors for the Hawks and kind of did in the Royals.
Sure. I mean, it's tough to obviously judge the second half because
with that big lead,
there was a big lead at the half, and certainly if you're the Hopkinton Hawks, you're not going to play the same way as you would in the first half in a close game. But I mean, Mascoma certainly has a lot of talent. I mean, they're undersized, but they can certainly handle teams at this level, and they showed it by hanging around there, particularly in the first quarter. So it's certainly not all bad for the Mascoma Royals.
So the Hopkinton Hawks improved to 6-1, and the Mascoma Royals fall to 3-3. The Mascoma Royals will be hosting Berlin on Friday at 6:30, and the Hopkinton Hawks will be hosting Conant, who sits at 4-1 right now. They have Messinic tonight, so that will be a good one, Hopkinton and Conant on Friday. Our next game is going to be Tuesday night at 6:30. The Marauder Ladies of Hanover High School host the Bobcats of Plymouth. The final score for the final time, 65-48. Hopkinton wins it. For Scott Quimby, I'm Jeremy Stell. Thanks for watching the YCN Game of the Week.